said IPL is a circus rather than a sport, that it would definitely fail. But IPL accepted their challenge and showed them how to properly run a business. Today, we are going to learn about the amazing journey of IPL, of how an underdog fought against industry giants and become the undisputed champion in the world of sports. It's 2007, and Lalit Modi, the vice president of BCCI, had an idea in response to the rebel Indian Cricket League. He wanted a business model that is fast-paced and would be beloved by everyone, from casual to diehards. His goal was not just to create an Indian sports league, rather a new type of cricket play style which would even cater international audience. After taking inspiration from the MLB's and NBA's seasonal format, BCCI, the parent company of IPL, decided to license its team rights to big celebrities and corporations, which ultimately made the teams more distinct and personal, with an added layer of Bollywood glamour and publicity on its sleeves. We will learn more about this later, but for now, let's talk about the match which started it all. At 18th April, the first ever match was recorded with KKR versus RCB, which KKR won the match by 140 runs. Brendan McCullum became the man of the match, where he single-handedly scored 158 runs. He created history that day by becoming the second highest scoring player in a single IPL match, with being just behind the undefeated score of the legendary Chris Gale's 175 runs against Pune Warriors. It was a very good match from the IPL, as it perfectly captures the thrilling experience it would offer. Within weeks, IPL was catapulted into popularity, becoming a household name. People began to love it for its entertaining and high-octane playstyle. Not long after, big sports leagues began to notice as there was a new kid in the class. Even after the rapid growth of IPL, they were not convinced that a local project from India could be considered as a threat. To understand more clearly, let's compare some revenues with the IPL. For some context, the revenue of the entire IPL at that time was less than an NBA's single team. Big sports league like NBA were valued over $6 billion, while MLB valued at $3.5 to $4 billion, and IPL with just $140 to $160 million. But boy, they had no idea that IPL had such a genius plan to shock the whole world forever. It took a long time for me to figure out how they did this, but after analyzing all the data and statistics, I was able to break down their business model into 4 easy steps. Broadcasting and sponsorships rights. BCCI would create a central pool of revenue with a split of a hefty 80% to the teams and just 20% to itself, which kind of guarantees profit even with the worst performances. This design was masterfully crafted to lure investors to commit to the team without having the stress of losing money. In January 2008, Sony WSG bought the first broadcasting deal in history with over $1 billion for 10 years, while DLF said, "Please show my name," and invested $50 million. And have I forgot to mention, even if by a miracle the teams were losing money, their insane merchandising ability and ticket sales, which by the way is 100% with BCCI getting a massive 0%, would be more than happy to take care of the loss. No assets, no liability. IPL always believed in the model of leasing rather than buying super expensive stadiums like the European football leagues. They decided to rent stadiums from the State Cricket Association, which totally eliminates the cost of investment and maintenance. And for the players, they created an ingenious auction system in which players are sold in a bidding structure for teams to buy. What makes it so interesting, unlike other contractual-based teams which often outright buys the top-performing players and locks them for decades, now every team is forced to release all its top players and restructure with experimental newer talents, who not only injects new blood, but also offers unique play styles, thus keeping it fresh and more engaging for the audience. And also, we can't forget that because of this system, the Indian national team have talents like Jasprit Bumrah, Ravi Chandran Ashwin, Hardik Pandya, and many more. Who knows where we would be without IPL? Celebrities and icons. To capture the regional market, BCCI choose icons based on their hometown, like Sachin Tendulkar for Mumbai, Sourav Ganguly for Kolkata, together with celebrities like Shah Rukh Khan for KKR and Preity Zinta for Punjab Kings. They were hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, creating massive fan bases on the backs of the icons. Second, with associating celebrity names, they were able to capture the non-demographic market of women and children. Dinner time format. IPL made a huge decision to shorten its playtime to 3 hours, as before IPL, cricket was a very long game, with ODI taking 8 hours and Test cricket with 5 days. It was a commitment that casuals were not very eager to jump into, so IPL slotted its matches in the evening from 7:30 to 11, where the whole family would gather to watch, which allowed them to charge high rates for the advertisements because of its massive viewerships. IPL was smart on every single move it had taken till now, and they were also taking risks as they were gambling money and experimenting with ideas which are not the rules, rather an exception. For any normal business, this shouldn't work, right? But as the saying goes, I'm built different. At 2011, after India won the World Cup, IPL exploded with popularity as everybody was obsessing over cricket and people were just hungry for more. So IPL gave what everyone wanted. And these are some of the iconic moments in IPL history. A match with CSK versus Punjab, an underrated talent named Paul Valtati emerged for Kings 11 Punjab and scored a staggering 120 out of 63 balls, proving everyone that IPL is not just about big names. In the same year, Lasith Mavinga's insane 28 wickets in 16 matches were also a big highlight of the season. While teams like Kochi Tuskers, which is extinct now, but back in the days, even with its short life cycle, it was able to beat both giants like Chennai Super Kings and Mumbai Indians. Man, I hope they come back someday. Not long after, everybody witnessed the first and only IPL century from the Master Blaster Sachin Tendulkar himself. Created an IPL experience so different that even IPL itself wasn't able to capture again. Well, a single video will not justify the insanity of IPL, but before this video ends, we need to know about some of the dark and unknown stories, as this is very important to get the full picture of IPL. And believe me when I say this, that some of the scandal was so crazy, it almost were going to shut down IPL. Teams like Sahara, Pune Warriors, Kochi Tuskers, and Deccan Chargers, even with its champion title, were not spared. The authorities claim that it was a decision they had to take, as the teams were not financially stable for the future. But the fan couldn't help but were shocked for the sudden change of events and now beginning to question the fate of their favorite teams. That same year, Lalit Modi was also caught for money laundering, match fixing, and illegal betting, which led to his ban for life from the Cricket Administration. Though eventually he escaped to London to avoid detention from the Enforcement Directorate and have since living as a fugitive Indian. Well, I wished it ended there, but investigation ran way deeper. Around 2013, it was revealed that players like Monish Mishra, Shalabh Srivastava was also involved in taking illegal money to fix and sabotage matches. Just after 2 years, around 2015, Gurunath Mayappan, a higher official at CSK, and Raj Kundra of Rajasthan Royals were exposed for revealing confidential information to the bookies for illegal betting. They were arrested and was banned for life from any cricket-related activities, which eventually led to the unfortunate ban of CSK and Rajasthan Royals of 2 years. This was an awful time, as the fans had to face the results of wrongdoings of the officials. The government was on the neck of IPL, and after all this scandal, the government was even preparing them down for good, as the impact were severe, and for any business, this shortcomings should have been enough to kill it. But again, as I said, IPL is built different. Unlike other sports leagues, rather than abandoning or bailing out of the pain, IPL doubled down. They restructured themselves from the ground up. Changes in corrupted officials were immediate after they would filter all the shady players, and together with a massive overhaul of policy changes, IPL was back on its feet stronger than ever before. As of 2026, IPL broke its viewership records by having more than 500 million views, an all-time high in its history. Pretty good, right? From 200 million back in the day to almost 500 million. And I hope you remember the comparison of IPL's revenue with NBA's and MLB's. What if we compare now? Let's see the per-match valuation again. I wonder what would be the results now. MLB's 4.5 million, NBA 8 million, IPL 12 to 15 plus million. As for the total valuation of IPL, that would be $18.5 billion, which was just at $140 million at 2008. That is crazy. IPL has now become a world-class billion-dollar sports league that rivaled and defeated the NBA's, MLB's, and many other leagues. The only thing left for IPL to do is to dethrone NFL.
And the rate IPL is growing, it would be just a matter of time.